Reminder to Labor of our history. All through the election campaign, we heard from Anthony Albanese, now Prime Minister, how he came from a housing commission flat with a single mum. He even made ads about it.
But my story begins here in a council house in Camperdown. Just me and Mum. She wasn't well, and it wasn't easy.
And today, our new Education Minister, Jason Clare, in his first interview since his promotion, also advertised that he too came from nowhere.
I'm the first person in my family to go to uni. I'm the first person in the family to finish high school. I'm the first person in the family to finish year 10. The idea that a kid from Cabramatta could rise one day to become the Education Minister still blows my mind.
Now, two things about this. First, I think we're increasingly forgetting the most important thing about a politician is not how they seem, whether they seem nice, whether they're male or female, of one race or another, or whether they have a sneer, whether they have done it tough. That might help to explain them, but what should really count is what they will do for you. It's the doing, not the seeming. Now, the second thing is this. I actually like those stories, Albanese, Jason Clare. They tell us that this country does have something special. You can come from nothing and be something. But what jars with me is that today's Labor somehow seems to suggest that this is all very new. They're marvelling at this being their story, like it's quite new and fresh. In fact, this country has been wonderful in precisely this way from the very beginning, from the ex-convicts who got rich. In politics, our seventh Prime Minister, the great Billy Hughes, was an immigrant who worked in a factory. He picked fruit, worked as a ship's cook. Labor Prime Minister Ben Chifley was a train driver before politics. Julia Gillard's father was a psychiatric nurse, not much money there. Kevin Rudd's father was a share farmer who died young, leaving the family homeless. Scott Morrison's dad was a policeman, and Billy Snedden, who once led the Liberal Party, probably had it hardest of all. His dad was just a general labourer who walked out of the family when Snedden was just 3 or 4. His mother worked in a laundry. Now, we need to tell young Australians these stories are not unusual. They aren't something recent. They are actually woven into our history. And you don't understand Australia unless you know that this country was built by a lot of people who didn't start with much, but left us with plenty.